Hey guys, welcome back to Poor Investor. Today we're looking at Pepsi again. I actually did a video back and during a little bit before Easter where the Pepsi and Peeps got together and came up with this crazy idea of having a Peeps flavored Pepsi, or was it the other way around? But anyway, check this out. Pepsi's been around for a long time and so has mango juice. But the combination of both seems a little odd to me. Let's see if Pepsi is even worth a buy. Not just the drink, but the actual stock. Stay with me on this one. So yes, if you go to PepsiCo's website, you actually would find this new Pepsi mango drink. I'm not sure what that would taste like, but if you drink Pepsi and probably some mango juice and mash it together, whatever percentage you choose is probably what that would taste like. I'm sure the ingredients will probably detail how much of that is mixed together or what the percentage of a mango juice, or if it's non-artificial, I'm hoping. Check out the 12-ounce nutrition fact right now, and this obviously is not the basis of this video. It's just me pointing out something really interesting, that 12 ounce of this Pepsi mango drink is 150 calories and it's at 41 grams of sugar. That's a lot of sugar. That's just my opinion. You don't have to take my word for it, but that's something I would need to skip in order to, stay on the healthier side. But anyway, let's go into my infamous spreadsheet and see if today Pepsi is a good investment or not. So currently the price is trading at 143.05 and the dividend yield is at 2.87, which is not totally bad. It's actually at $4.09. Awesome numbers right there. Income statement. We have their net income, revenue, and gross profit. So here, of course, my spreadsheet, as I've mentioned before, anything above 40% is good, which is their gross margin. That's pretty much everything that they make to the time they sell is the gross margin. Net margin is everything after spent making the product and selling it, meaning paying vendors, electricity, all the bills, and that's what they pocket after the fact. So the gross margin is basically just making the stuff, selling it, and that's what they made unit or whatever per can or snacks or whatever it is that Pepsi has sold. That's what they've made and profited. But the net margin is everything after plus utilities and bills and licensing and insurance and all that other good stuff. So here I actually mentioned that anything above 20% is good. So right now they're fluctuating around 10 for the last 3 years, or from the trailing 12 months to 2018. 2018 was a booming year for a lot of industries. So you can see that it was very close to that 20%, which is awesome. So let's check out the balance sheet. The balance sheet, I say here on the return on equity is 20% is efficient. Right now their return on equity is high, which is good. These are actually pretty good. These numbers are more than what it should be. My formatting is off, so what I'm gonna do right now, I don't know why it's greater. If it's greater than 20%, it should be green. That should be green. So let's backtrack. Balance sheet looks pretty good. I say here 20% is efficient. And you can see the money that they invest into the company or take the money back into the company, and their return has been really, really nice and profitable here. Even as of the current year, last year, 2020, it's at 52.54%. And you can see from 2020, 2019, 2018, they just had a great year in 2018. We can just see all that from here, which is pretty amazing. Let's keep on going. So when I copy over these formats, it's a little off, conditional formatting. Okay, so the balance sheet is definitely a good start, and then now we go into the cash flow. The cash flow is the capital expenditure divided by the net income. All right, so that's the formula for that. I say less the better, closer to zero is the best, but unfortunately not every company is going to be able to do that. So the next best thing is to see where they stand in this cash flow. Being in 2020, they were at 59.55%. Now that's pretty high, because now if you hit 100%, you're in the negative cash flow. You're not making anything. You're actually losing a lot. They're spending something. They're spending a lot of money on certain things, and I will be able to kind of pinpoint some of those things that they're focusing on and where they're spending that cash, right? If we dive deep into that cash flow, we can actually see certain things where they're spending the money on, and of course they're paying back dividends, so on and so forth. So let's just take a quick look at the intrinsic value of Pepsi right here. Their EPS currently is 512. Corporate bond yield and the 1G and the PE is actually static. You see these blue cells. These are formulas. Again, I'm going to mention it. Here is that the formulas that Ben Graham used to find out the intrinsic value of a stock. So the intrinsic value that I'm coming up with right now, $125.52. The current price of the stock right now, because it's polling live feed, is $142.78. So it is not a buy. Discrepancies between the current high price and the intrinsic value, if you know what I mean. And you can see the difference there. It's not way off, but your downside is negative 12%. Right here, I say usually upside. If it was an upside to the percentage, I would consider putting money into the stock. I'm hoping you enjoy this series. If you can, please like and comment, subscribe to the channel, because I love doing a lot of these analysis. And you can see here, not just Pepsi, I'm going in deep into the food industry. I'm going into the gaming industry because that's what intrigues me the most. You see, I have Nintendo, Take-Two, Activision. This is a little off tangent from Pepsi, but QSR, McDonald's, Disney, WWE, Yum, Domino's. I do a lot of analysis the same fashion with food and games. So let's keep on going. Okay, so I did find some interesting news in regards to Pepsi. I know it's not a buy right now, but let's just see what is going on. And the first thing I've actually mentioned in the beginning of this video was that they are going into making this Pepsi Mango, actually they already probably produced it. A couple other things that I want to point out to you guys that I found really interesting. One was, I had no idea that Pepsi and MTV partnered to create this new show. It's a reality dating series, Match Me If You Can, in celebration of Surprisingly Perfect Match Pepsi Mango. Promotional thing to push out the Pepsi Mango, and they partnered with MTV to do this matchmaking dating kind of series, which was kind of weird. I haven't watched MTV in some time now, since probably the 90s, and I kind of remember that they had some kind of dating. So it's kind of like almost like a reboot, just with Pepsi doing a lot of the promotional stuff, I guess. Pretty interesting. Obviously that takes a cost. Now, this is a cost outside of what they would normally do, right? Advertising in the Super Bowl or just commercials, but now they're actually investing into a series to promote the product, which is interesting. I guess at the same time, they would probably get some kind of traction, the same kind of feel, if they were on other social media platforms, which they are for sure. Pushed it out to actual influencers, ones with high followings to promote this Pepsi Mango, which is a possibility. I haven't seen any yet, but it's possible. So this was a very interesting article, and it's something that they're obviously pushing out for the new drink. And then of course we have their product line. We know right now, during last year 2020, there was a high demand, and there was a few articles about snacks and how the industry has been doing really well in regards to snacks, because people are home and they have nowhere to go, or they're just working from home and the kids are home. Consumption of food and snacks and drinks and all that other good stuff has built up, and definitely has been a huge impact on the snack market. And because of that, I think Pepsi does really well in this section, or this sector, is because they have a variety and not just limiting themselves to a soft drink, even though they have supposedly more healthier options like the orange juice and this quote-unquote Gatorade, which is supposed to be good for you, right? And of course they have the Starbucks, and they have their water line. Something that I've always seen Pepsi do very well is their snack line, and they ventured off, not just in staying in the soda business like Coke. If Coke did the same, they would flourish just as well. Pepsi has done this for many years, and it has a lot of brands that we know of that are pretty, I think they're pretty good. Tostitos, I still buy it on the regular with the salsa dips and all that good stuff. Cheetos, Ruffles, they have a great selection. Lay's, we always have these snack packs, the little 25 cents. I forget how many ounces, but the kids love it, trying to limit how much they can consume of that. But unfortunately, they love eating who doesn't love eating chips, right? Quaker Oats, that's like something I constantly replenish in the pantry. There is a lot of selections. They do have a huge variety of snacks and goods. Look at this. I mean, this whole list just keeps on going, which is like pretty much, if I was to say that when we go to the supermarket, I would say more than half of these end up in our shopping carts. You could call it their advertisement, their logos. It's whatever they're doing is working. They're pushing the product and it's doing great. Everyday nutrition. I wouldn't put Gatorade there or even this high sugar orange juice, but that's just my opinion. Certain things here are okay. The Sun Chips are, I guess, lower in calories, and then you have the rice cakes. Definitely, Pepsi is a good company. And here's another from Visual Capitalist. Pepsi stands its grounds. It's at 19 billion here. It's one of the global brands around the world. They're competing with these top-notch players here, and the fact that they're even existing, their logo exists in this chart, tells you a lot about the company. It's a huge company. It do a lot of things. I'm sure even if you said that you do not drink Pepsi as a soft drink, I'm sure somewhere along the line, whether you snack or drink something, it potentially is a Pepsi product. So remember that. Just think about that. Just take cautious of what you drink next time. If it's anything besides water, someone owns it, and there's a potential that Pepsi may own that. That's pretty much it. Would I invest in Pepsi? In the long run, I would, because I can see this price and I can see the projection, because right now I have the 5-year projected forecast is at 9.27%. That is a modest number. I've seen numbers where it's like 20, 25%. Those are far-fetched for the most part, but 10 or under has been very reasonable for a percentage of a company for its growth each year, especially when they pay such a great dividend. And if I was to purchase this, yes, I would put this into my dividend portfolio. It would not be a bad buy based on the dividend and the payback, just because the intrinsic value of the company is a little lower than what the current price is. You kind of have to battle that and see where it stands possibly 5 years, 10 years from now, if you're willing to hold the stock that long. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out is Pepsi is in debt, and it has a lot of debt. It's at $44.57 billion, which is not a small amount. Now, even with their current assets, if they were to liquidate, okay, so they actually have 9.09 billion cash equivalent, and that brings it back down to 35.48 billion dollars that they would be in total debt. You have to take that in consideration, but then you also need to take what they can make, if they can actually pay that back if they wanted to, and what percentage of that would be. Now, I didn't do that. I usually don't need to. I don't go that deep into figuring out if a company can pay back their own debt. I usually try to figure out why they're accruing so much debt, or why they're pulling on to so much debt. Are they opening new facilities? Are they opening up new, across the world? They're opening up new factories, or what their marketing style is like and what they're trying to promote. So obviously they're putting a lot of money into promotional advertisements as well, because if not, then how are they going to get recognized, right? And I kind of did a similar thing with when they were pushing out Peeps and Pepsi combination before Easter. I didn't see too much advertisement of it, but I just knew because it was in the article in one of the financial. Maybe they're not pushing it as hard as they were. They definitely have a presence in the market, because how else would I have known that Pepsi and Mango came about? Well, it was kind of funny that someone else did a review on the Pepsi stock and to see if it was actually a buy or not. And I actually had done it a few days ago because I'm into this whole gaming and snacking industry now. And that's how I kind of find out about it. But I didn't see any marketing or advertisement from Pepsi directly about it. Just to put that out there. Is Pepsi, all in all, is Pepsi a buy right now? I would say yes, because the market is catering to the whole snacking industry and the soft drinks right now, because people are still home and working from home, and kids are home, or actually they're going back to school, but there's still some students that are home and refuse to go back or whatever. The snacking industry is always going to be a popular demand for any person, any age, okay? Now, is it a good buy right now? If you're willing to wait the long term, I would say yes. That's just my opinion. I would put some money into it only because between the upside or the downside, if you want to look at it that way, not a huge amount. And I feel like Pepsi can definitely come back value even at its current price because of the dividend that it pays, that it may be worth that cost for now and to hold for a longer term. All right, guys, I want to thank you for being here and joining me. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy videos like this. And I appreciate you guys. See you again soon. Bye.